Independence is an opportunity to become free. It is not freedom. They were delivered from Egypt. They were independent from Egypt, but they still wasn't in the promised land. You are not yet in the New Guinea that God promised you yet. Because that Papua New Guinea requires a new kind of mentality. It's too hard to run your own country. It's too difficult to take responsibility for your own future. Take us back to a place where other people ran our lives. We didn't have to think. Take us back where they provided peanut butter and cheese. And God says, none of you will enter the promised land because you don't want to get rid of the Egypt thinking. So he led them for 30 years. Do you know why? Because 40 years is a generation. That means he kept them going in circles until he got what they were carrying. They were carrying the next generation. Joshua was not born in Egypt. He was born in the wilderness. Caleb was not born in Egypt. He was born in the wilderness. There are some people in this room who cannot make it to the promised land of the new Papua New Guinea. Why? They still want to go back. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the one right behind you. And this is why the young generation is the hope of Papua New Guinea. And I say to the older members of this great country, ask God to change your mind. Ask him to deliver you from the scent of oppression. Ask him to give you a miracle, not in your body, but in your mind. Because their mind kept them out of the promised land. How close are you to the true Papua New Guinea? Can you see it? Sitting in this room are some of the greatest leaders in the world. And I believe that with all my heart. You are an awesome leader, young woman. But you have to unlearn what you've been taught by history. You must be free from the Greek mentality and the Roman ideology. You must be set free from the spirit of colonization and believe that you can govern this country effectively by God's help. I beg you today to be delivered from Greek philosophy. Please go back and invest in those books, because until you get mentally free, you'll never make it to the new Papua New Guinea. Promised land is a beautiful one. I'm afraid for this country. This country has so much wealth in it now that we need true leaders to govern it. And that's why you're here today. Maybe God is preparing you to go into political life, to govern this country in the fear of God, intellectually stimulated by the truth about yourself, where you do not harm people for your own private ambition. And so Jesus was living in a colony ruled by people who oppressed and dominated humans. His disciples, which means students, he was trying to change their thinking, just like we're doing today. And one day they were sitting down just like this, and he heard them talking to each other. And they were arguing Which one of us is the greatest? They must have been from Papua New Guinea. Always want to know who's in charge. Fighting over positions. And he said to them, what are you discussing? He heard them. And they were so embarrassed. He said, are you asking who's the greatest among you? And the Bible says he called a little child. He says, come, baby. And he put a child in the middle of them. He said, the greatest among you is like a child. A child never desires power. Never be jealous of someone because you don't know what it costs them to get where they are. Can you drink the cup they drink? Leaders don't become jealous of other people's positions. And then he said these words. To sit on my right and my left is not mine to give. These places belong to those for whom they have been determined by my Father. That means you can't even pray to Jesus for a position. Because in my kingdom, if you want to be a great leader, you must become the servant of everybody. And that means true leaders serve their gift to everybody. It doesn't mean to become a subservient. It means to serve yourself to your generation, to give your gift to humanity. I'm doing that right now. This is my gift. My gift is training third world leaders. This is my gift. What is your gift? Because your gift is your area of leadership. That's why great leaders never seek followers. They seek to serve themselves to their generation. He ends the seminar with this statement. He says, just like the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve himself, a ransom for many.